Hello, this is Adrienne Igo, Capricorntigress with Astrology, a look inside. And happy August to all you wonderful Capricorns. I love you, Capricorns. I'm a Capricorn, so we're Capricorn rising. So of course I love you all. So let's go ahead and talk about Capricorn and what's going on for you guys for the month of August, okay? All right. So Capricorn, you know, we are in a very unique position. We have Saturn in the first house, which it's the first time Saturn's been in Capricorn in 28 years. We've been dealing with that. And we've got Pluto in the first house. And Pluto, of course, in my opinion, even to this day, is one of the most powerful planets to have. I know they call it a planetoid now, but I'm old school. And I still believe in the power of Pluto. And that you don't mess with Pluto, because Pluto is not to be messed with. Okay, so Pluto is a very powerful planet. And so is Saturn. These are two of the most powerful planets in the horoscope, and they're both in our first house. Now, they're also retrograde. So, with this, Saturn has been retrograde for a little while, and it's going to go direct. We are almost to the promised land, you Capricorns. Saturn goes direct on the 6th of September. I wish I had choir music, like, oh! Yes, 7:09 a.m. It goes direct at 2 degrees 33 of Capricorn, going forward. You know, for a lot of Capricorns, that's still their 12th house, so or something of that nature. But you know, now it's going forward. It's going into we're really going to do it now. This is it. No more playing. This is it. We've had months to play around, and they're like, that's it. You're not playing around no more. Saturn's going direct. You better get to work. Get to work. 2 degrees, that's almost like a restart, right? I feel like what Saturn did was it gave us a taste. We got a taste of Saturn. And I don't know what we did or didn't do. I know I had my issues with Saturn because, Lord, no, I wasn't working. But Saturn retrograded. Like it said, wait, no, you're not doing it right. No, we're going to do this again. So we're going to retrograde, and we're going to give you a chance. We're going to give you a redo, a restart, retry. You know, all those things, which is what retrograde does. And now review, redo, all of those things we have done. And when September 6th comes, I hope you have anyway. If you haven't, take August to do it, because this is it. This is it. Saturn is going direct on the 6th of September, and it's full steam ahead after that. Sorry, you guys, I've got an itch. I'm trying not to deal with the itch. Anyway, it goes direct on the 6th of September, and after that, like, all bets are off. Go for it. If you don't go for it now, Saturn will get you. Don't be lazy, Capricorns, when Saturn's in Capricorn, because I've been lazy and I feel really bad about it, and I'm fixing that right now by making these videos for all of you. And this is my work. I've decided this is what I will do, because I love this and I breathe it. And I would say the emphasis for all Capricorns is going to be on work, or career, because Capricorn is the sign that naturally rules the career. And the career is something that is indeed emphasized this month, because you know, we'll have Venus up in Libra. It'll be going into Libra on the 6th of August. And when Venus enters Libra, it enters our natural 10th house, or our solar 10th house, which is the natural house of Capricorn. So it's almost like having Venus in Capricorn. So we're going to really feel that positive effect to our careers and to our reputations and to our image, you know, and the way people think about us and refer to us. That is our actual career and almost like your recognition, or the, like, what you leave behind. You know, when I think about this, the 10th house, this is a great way to, I believe, at least this is the way I think about 10th house. When I look at the 10th house, I always think, this is the way my eulogy read. This is the way people see me. Now, I don't know what you've got, you know, in your natal 10th house, but, you know, that is, it's that public. It's the way people see you. It's that public. Your bosses are also indicated there with your career. And, you know, when Venus goes into your 10th house, which is after the 6th of August, I would say it's a great time to do anything when it comes to your career, even if it means schmoozing your boss. Venus in the 10th house means schmoozing your boss, by the way. Yeah. I'm not saying sleep with your boss. I'm just saying Venus in the 10th house just means you'll get along with your boss. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, that's, or your career. It should be very positive, even though Libra is square Capricorn. And the reason for that is it's our house. That's our house. It's my house, and I live here. I want to tell you. Okay, so it's our house, and Venus, the most pleasant of all the signs, is going there. And lap it up. This is it. You know, take advantage of it. It doesn't get any better. Now, Scorpio has Jupiter in it, and that's a positive thing too, because, you know, Scorpio sextiles Capricorn, and so everything happening with Scorpio is a positive thing, and everything happening with Pisces is a positive thing, because that also sextile Capricorn. And if you're lucky enough to be like I am right now, you've got both Jupiter and Pisces sextile your sun. Because I have them sextile my sun exactly. And speaking about exact, on August 19th, Jupiter is going to trine Neptune exactly at 15 degrees, 36 seconds. It's retrograde. Okay, so it's going backwards onto my sun, exactly on the sun. And this should be something extremely positive for you Capricorns, because for us, you know, Pisces is the solar third house, and we've got Neptune down in that third house. And, you know, I'll just tell you really quickly how I manifested it for myself. I've got Neptune in the third house. It's very difficult for people to understand me or communicate with what it is I'm trying to say. And I realized that the main reason for that is that I talk in astrologies. I'm an astrologer. I've been at it since I was 16. So I decided I was working, doing things that were not me. And I decided to do what was me, which was to pursue my career as an astrologer. It's a long story. I will not go into it. But Neptune in the third house rules your communication. And with Neptune, you could suddenly find that you're communicating this spirituality or this ephemeral type of communication, this otherworldliness, this spirit, you know, just going into a deeper, more uplifted and higher consciousness than you have been, or speaking at a higher consciousness than you have been. And this may affect your communication with most of the people that you deal with, especially in your speech pattern, in your writing, just in the way you speak. But it's going to really affect your communication with your siblings, like your brothers and your sisters. It's going to affect your communication with family members, cousins and uncles and aunts and nephews and nieces. You might find that either together you'll come up with some form of creative communication, which you might not have had before, or you might find that communicating between you two becomes very garbled or difficult or uneasy to understand. And just understand that, you know, that's what happens when Pisces or Neptune is around. it's the sign of confusion. It's the planet that creates that, like, illusion or delusion sometimes. So things can get a little bit confused in the area where Neptune is. But we're going to have a positive vibe when it comes to this, because they are sextile. Neptune is sextile Capricorn right now, and Jupiter is sextile Capricorn right now, and they're going to trine exactly, making a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trine there, and wonderful sextile, just gorgeous. So I hope you are able to take advantage of that, because that Jupiter is going to be in Scorpio in your 11th house of hopes and dreams and wishes and friends and organizations and groups. Maybe what you do on Facebook might lead you, like what you're communicating on Facebook might lead to more friends, or increased, like, in groups, or just you'll find yourself communicating more. And I don't know how that'll take how that'll take effect, or how that'll manifest. It might be, like you do YouTube videos like I'm doing, or Twitter more, or Snapchat more, or, you might write a great manifesto. Who knows? Because the 11th house is your hopes and dreams and wishes. Literally anything is possible. It's also the house of brotherly love, the natural house of Aquarius. So in my case, it's manifesting in astrology. But for you, it may manifest in a different way, and it's going to be positive, because Scorpio is naturally sextile Capricorn and Jupiter, which is positive, and Jupiter is a very beneficial sign. It's one of the benefics, and so you are going to feel that positive flow from Jupiter. And in the beginning of the month, like I said, you'll even get that extra boost from Venus, because it's going to be in Virgo up until the 6th. So take advantage of that. And then, like I said earlier, once it goes out of Virgo and into Libra, that's good too, because that's going to be in your 10th house. Your career is going to be wonderful. Now, the emphasis, though, this month really is with the Sun, and the Sun is in the 8th house in Leo, and Mercury is there, retrograde in Leo. The Sun is there, and the North Node is there. And, that's the money that you receive from other people. So if you're doing anything that could garner you wealth from maybe what you do with your investments or your career, or it's just showing how you're able to receive money from other people. And it's a time where you kind of shine a little bit. With Mercury retrograde, there might be money that you're waiting for, and it hasn't quite come yet. Mercury does go direct on the 19th of August, and so whatever monies that are due to you, you will find on the 19th of August, you'll probably receive them, and they'll come through finally. The area also rules things like insurance, inheritances, taxes, psychology, by the way, talking about deep inner things, secrets even are indicated here. So there might be things that you've never talked about or never shown before that you suddenly show, during this time, because the 8th house is emphasized, and so you are changing. And here's the thing about that 8th house, though, because it also indicates your partner's wealth and your partner's money. So, I would make my partner go out and play the lotto. I have asked I sent my husband some money through PayPal so he could go out and play the lotto in England. In England, they are tax-free if they win, and it's up in the 50 millions now. So I thought, oh my gosh, man, what are you doing? So, yeah, your partner's money, that's going to be where the emphasis is. And just make sure that everything is tight there, because, like I said, Mercury has been retrograde there since the 26th, and so there could be some issues with the money, your partner's money. Now, it also, it just could be that there's a hold up on money coming in, but money will start flowing again. It's going to go direct, as I mentioned. Mercury goes direct on the 5th of September. Okay, so that'll take care of that. And let's just go over some other things. I didn't really go into Uranus, down in the 5th house. That's in your 5th house of romance, in Taurus right now, because that's going to go retrograde. It's early. On the 7th, Uranus is going to retrograde from 2 degrees Taurus at 2 degrees 34 seconds of Taurus, and it's going to go back into the sign of Aries. And so, sudden out of the blue things that could affect your home life. I don't know. I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying it could be. It's because, Uranus has a tendency to do things suddenly out of the blue. Like, wow, where'd that come from? Right? So, yeah, you could experience something that you didn't expect suddenly, because Uranus is going to go into 4th house. It's going to hang out there a little bit, and then it'll come back into Taurus again. And so, once again, that Uranus is going to be on that 5th house. So I would definitely prepare for that. You've dealt with Uranus in the 4th house for almost 7 years. You know what that feels like. You've been there. You've experienced it. You probably had to move, change your house or whatever. You've had people live with you. You've had things happen. Uranus in the 4th house means that certain things happen when, in the area of home and family. So you've had changes happen there. Maybe some people have passed away that you miss, but they're gone now. But, it went into Taurus, and now it's going to go back into that house. So, these things are some of the things we might have to deal with again. It's like it wasn't finished the first time what it wanted to tell us. So it's going back into Aries to tell us the same thing over again, and hopefully we'll get it this time. I personally, as a Capricorn with Capricorn rising, how it manifested with me was last year I had to move out of a place I lived at for 6 years. And yeah, that was painful. It was like saying goodbye to my arm. I lived in that place. I watched my daughter grow up in that place. And so that's the type of thing that happens when Uranus goes into the 4th house. So be aware of that. Okay, so let's go through some of these other things that I might not have covered. The 11th, the new moon partial solar eclipse will happen in Leo. So there will be a new moon in Leo on the 11th, okay? And that's going to be happening in your 8th house. That new moon means something new and something different, a new approach, a new chance. Maybe, like we said, with the partner's money. I'm telling you, get that man or woman out there to play the lotto. I'm going to get my husband to play the lotto. If he wins on the 11th, I don't know what I'll do with myself. That would be amazing. Anyway, on August 12th, Mars retrogrades into Capricorn again. I told you that one. It enters back into Capricorn because it's retrograde, and it'll go, I think it's 28 degrees, I think it's at, or something like that. And it's still in Aquarius, but so it's going to go from Aquarius into Capricorn, and that's on August 12th. And of course that means it's going from your 2nd house into your 1st house, which means your personality will get more emphasis than your money house or your possession house, or what you have to offer, or that area. Because Mars in the 2nd house is not bad. I mean, Mars in the 2nd house is a good place to have it. And the good thing about this retrograde is that, it's going to retrograde into Capricorn. So Mars is going to go back into your 1st house. But then it's going to go direct again. And when it goes direct, it's going right back into your 2nd house. And whatever you were building in that house of money, it's going to come forward when it goes direct. And Mars will go direct on August 27th. Okay? So, it'll go direct at 28 degrees Capricorn on August 27th in your 1st house. But it'll very shortly hit that 2nd house again. And so hopefully you're going to see an increase of money and wealth come your way. Let's see. Mercury goes direct on the 19th at 11 degrees. That'll be nice. When Mercury goes direct, that'll be happening in Leo. And we really want that Mercury to go direct, because I said that's your, your partner's money. and any inheritance or money that's due to you from anyone. So, if something's been held up, it'd be great to get it. Let's see, Jupiter trine on the 19th of August. We discussed that. Jupiter trine Neptune at 15 degrees. That's going to be beautiful. Beautiful trine. Also, August 23rd, the sun enters Virgo. And so Virgo is your ninth house, your solar ninth house, and it enters Virgo. So, there will be emphasis after the 23rd on things like travel and education and maybe politics, because politics is real big right now, that. So you might start thinking more about that, legal things and religion. It might be something spirituality, more spiritual things, and learning, increasing your knowledge. It's a really easy, pleasant, positive time to increase your knowledge when the sun is there, and like I said, the Venus is going to be there until the 6th. So very positive time when Virgo goes into your ninth house. On the 26th of August, there will be a full moon in Pisces at 3 degrees, and that's going to happen in your second house. That full moon, I'm telling you, that's that money. You got money coming, I can feel it. Anyway, I'm telling myself that because I'm like, snake eyes, mama needs a new pair of shoes. But yes, that full moon happens in Pisces at 3 degrees on August 26th. Take advantage of that. I hope it's positive, and let's hope it's not something bad, because it is a sextile to Capricorn, and it should be very positive for us. It is also going to be sextiling that Saturn in our first house in Capricorn. So if we've been responsible, we might be rewarded. Saturn loves to reward responsibility. And, as I mentioned, Mars goes direct at 28 degrees on the 27th. Mercury goes into Virgo on the 5th of September. And Saturn goes direct at 2 degrees on September the 6th. Saturn, being our ruling planet, goes direct on September 6th. That means we Capricorns are going to be doing the do after September 6th, because Saturn has almost, I don't want to say it's held us back, but sometimes we have to learn, and Saturn's kicked our butts a little bit, and it's been retrograde, and we might have been lazy and not doing everything we know we should do. But now that Saturn's going direct, I can't wait for September 6th, you Capricorns. I can't wait. Anyway, much love and light to every one of you Capricorns. I hope you come to visit me at astrologyalookinside.com. Have a great August, everyone. Bye now.